turn to business news now with Nona Peltier, who did all her homework at school, didn't you, Nona?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I was a really great student.
Yeah. Comes as no surprise to me at all. And a rebound in local and global share markets has lifted return for KiwiSaver funds.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, there's KiwiSaver funds. A lot of the funds have been going into, you know, different kinds of things like bonds and shares and, well, global share markets as well. And what we found is that the more conservative investments have yielded a much smaller return than those with the aggressive investment returns. So the aggressive investment portfolios have returned 5% over the first quarter of the year. That's the 3 months ending March.
5% in 3 months?
Yep. As opposed to the more conservative ones.
Well, the really conservative are just cash, aren't they? So what are they paying?
They're 1.8%.
Right.
Not just cash. It could be just, you know, just safe, steady company as well. But the emerging markets were, you know, very, really lucrative for investors. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting that the whole overall, during the quarter, the overall KiwiSaver investments increased by $500 million to just under $32 billion. $500 million. Yeah. That's how much more was made through investments through the KiwiSaver.
Right. Because sometimes I ask you questions and I think, is Nona going to be able to answer this? So this is a question from left field entirely. Does that include the money that people are putting in as a result of their deductions from work?
That is what it is.
Okay.
That is.
And so that's not just the return on investments. That's a whole kid and caboodle, is it?
Well, that would be the investments.
So that's a whole lot.
The investments increased.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd be putting your money in, whatever it is that you put in every pay packet, but overall those dollars go into an investment, whether you've selected a conservative one or an aggressive one, depending on the risk you'd like to take. If you chose a aggressive one, well,
you'd be smiling right now.
You got a 5% return. Not bad,
stuck in crappy traffic somewhere in New Zealand,
going,
or over a
5%.
pothole in Christgeorge.
Maybe so.
Nona will have just cheered you up if you're lucky enough to have a KiwiSaver account, right?
Well, that's right. That's true.
What else is happening? Genesis Energy?
Yeah, now Genesis Energy, okay, so they've got some cash. Well, actually, they're going to fund this purchase out of their existing debt, maybe even offer a bond offer. So for people looking for some investments, there you go. Yeah, Genesis Energy, they're going to buy the LPG business from the Todd Corporation, Nova Energy. That's the LPG business. It will give them about a quarter of the market. So that's beefing up their share there, LPG. They think that's quite a good growth opportunity for them. I mean, the power sector, electricity, has sort of been a fairly stagnant. So, you know, I mean, if you're looking for increasing shareholder value, there's one way of doing it. Yeah, so they're going to pay $192 million. They have an option to buy also Nova's 12.5% stake in Liquigas.
Yeah, Liquigas, yeah.
They can buy that for another $15 million. Seems like not very much, for considering they're going to spend $192. And they're going to offer potentially a bond offer. They're going to have more details on that next week.
Thanks, Nona. Very quickly, the future of the Trouble Vocational Training Group.
Well, the share price couldn't sink any lower. It fell to 1 cent.
How do you say the name of this company?
Intuary.
You
won't have to worry about
the share prices.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not doing that. Yeah, 1
Okay.
cent. And that was a company that listed on the market in 2014 at $2.63.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And yeah, things are not going good. So anyway, where are we finished? Okay, so our top 50 index closed up 3 points at 7,382. We're still at a 6-month high there. The New Zealand dollar is also a little changed as well. It was on the soft side with all the different things going on with the U.S. and so forth. 68.6 U.S. cents, 91.6 Australian, and 53.1 British pounds.
Nona Peltier in the Auckland studio. Thank you, Nona.